Hello everyone, welcome to our video class section of plus 2 biology. Here we are continuing the chapter sexual reproduction in flowering plants. We discussed microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis. That means pollen grains are formed and the embryo sac is ready. And the next step is pollination. So in lower classes onwards we discussed or we studied that what is pollination. Okay, what is pollination? The transfer of pollen grains from the anther to stigma, that is known as pollination. Okay, the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma, that is known as pollination. The pollination is mainly three types. Three types means usually you studied only two types: self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination and cross-pollination. Here I am discussing three types of pollination: autogamy, geitonogamy, cynogamy. Okay, autogamy, geitonogamy and cynogamy. So these are the three types of pollination. Okay, we can either classify the pollination into two types: self-pollination and cross-pollination. Cross-pollination is cynogamy, and the autogamy and the geitonogamy are self-pollination. Okay, so pollination ensures seed setting and embryo formation, which are essential for the continuation of generation to generation. Clear? Pollination ensures seed setting and embryo formation, which are essential for continuation of generation to generation. What is self-pollination and what is cross-pollination? You have any idea what is self-pollination and the cross-pollination? Self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination means it involves the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of the same flower. Okay, suppose we are observing the hibiscus plant. Okay, we can see the stigma and the pollen grains are seen in the same flower. Okay, so in that hibiscus plant, self-pollination will take place. So what is self-pollination? It involves transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of the same flower or genetically similar flower, that is known as self-pollination. And I told you that the self-pollination is two types: autogamy and geitonogamy. Autogamy involves, what is autogamy? Autogamy involves transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of the same flower, that is known as autogamy. Transfer of pollen grains from anther of a flower to the stigma of the same flower is called autogamy or self-pollination. Pollen release and stigma respectively and synchronized in autogamous flower. Okay. Another feature is the geitonogamy. In geitonogamy, the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the different flower present in the same inflorescence on the same plant. Clear it is? What is autogamy? In the same flower, pollen grains are transferred from the anther to stigma. That is autogamy. Clear? But in geitonogamy, what will happen? Transfer of pollen grains from anther of a flower to stigma of another flower of the same plant. That is very important, same plant. That is known as geitonogamy. So functionally it is a cross-pollination but genetically similar to autogamy and brings slight variations in the next generation. You have any confusion? Autogamy takes place in the same flower, but the geitonogamy takes place in the same plant but not in the same flower. Clear it is? Because this geitonogamy produces slight variations in the next generation. Okay, that is self-pollination. Then what is cross-pollination? Cross-pollination means allogamy. Cross-pollination otherwise known as allogamy. Allo means different. Okay, the process of transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to stigma of a flower of genetically different plant of same species. It is called cross-pollination, otherwise it is known as cynogamy. What is cross pollination? Cross pollination or allogamy is the process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther of one flower to the stigma of the other flowers or two different plants. Okay, it occurs in the two different plants of the same species. That is known as cross pollination. Genetically, different types of pollen grains are transferred to the stigma, which brings genetic variations in the seeds. Thus, the cross pollination is more advantageous than the self-pollination because it providing more variations. That's why the cross-pollination is more advantageous than the self-pollination. Clear it is? Okay, so we discussed what is pollination, what are the different types of pollination, self-pollination and the cross-pollination. Autogamy and the gametogamy are the part of the self-pollination, and allogamy means cross-pollination part is xenogamy. Okay. I know this online classes not same as your the class we have seen in the classroom. That's why I am repeating all the topic more than 2 times. Okay, so please be listen it very carefully. All the this chapter is very important chapter. That's why I am stressing all the point. Clear? So I hope all you are familiar with the terms autogamy, gametogamy and the xenogamy. Clear? Okay, next here we are discussing the devices for self-pollination or the devices for the cross-pollination. Okay, so some flowers undergo the self-pollination and others are undergoing this cross-pollination. So what are the criteria or what the features have the flowers to undergo this type of self and the cross-pollination? Okay, so first of all we are discussing chasmogamous flower and chasmogamous flower and cleistogamous. Okay, chasmogamous, chasmo or chasmogamous flower and cleistogamous flower. So chasmogamous, majority of the flowers are chasmogamous. Means that flowers open and expose the anthers and stigma. If the flowers never open, they are known as cleistogamous. You get an idea? In chasmogamous, majority of the flowers are chasmogamous. In chasmogamous means flowers are open. That means stigma and anthers are always exposed. Okay. But in cleistogamous, they were never opened. So the cleistogamous flowers exhibit autogamy and assures seed set. Chasmogamous flowers are showing cross pollination. Chasmogamous flowers are showing cross pollination. Plants like Viola, Oxalis, Camelina produces both chasmogamous flower and the cleistogamous flowers. Once again I am repeating the examples: Viola, Oxalis, Camelina. These three plants produces both chasmogamous and cleistogamous flowers. So chasmogamous flowers are more advantageous than the cleistogamous flowers as they exhibit cross pollinations and brings variations in the next generation. Okay, clear test. So self-pollination or autogamy, the devices for the self-pollinations are cleistogamous flowers, homogamy and close association. So cleistogamous flowers means these are the bisexual closed flowers which never open and the anthers is inside these closed flowers. Okay. Then homogamy is the condition of the maturity of the anther and stigma at the same time. Homo, similar. So here the anther and the stigma are formed at the same time. The next is close association between the anther and the stigma. These three are the favorable conditions for or favorable devices for self-pollination. That means autogamy. Clear? Devices otherwise known as contrivances. Cross-pollination can be prevented by exhibiting cleistogamous flowers, homogamy and close association between anther and stigma. Cleistogamous flowers means they are bisexual closed flowers which never open the anthers. They is inside this closed the flowers. Okay. Next is xenogamy or allogamy. That means cross pollination. So cross pollination involves when the plants shows unisexuality. That means male and female flowers are present on the different plants. Okay. Then self-sterility or self-incompatibility. It is a genetic mechanism that prevents self-pollination. What are the features? Self-sterility or self-incompatibility. The next is chasmogamous flowers. These are open flowers with exposed stamens and stigma which facilitate cross-pollination. Okay. Next is protogyny. Protogyny means this is the condition where the stigma matures earlier than the anther. If both are mature at the same time, it promotes self-pollination. But here what will happen? The stigma matures earlier than the anther. That is protogyny. Protogyny. Then protoandry. Just opposite of the protogyny is protoandry. This is the condition where anthers mature earlier than the stigma and release pollens. Clear? Anthers mature earlier than the stigma and release pollens. That is protoandry. Clear it is. So these are the features for or devices for cross pollination. You must write down the notes. In notes, you write down 1 or 3 points like this. Okay. So what is pollination? The transfer of pollen grains from anther to the deposition over the stigma of the pistil is termed as pollination. Depending upon sources of pollen grains or pollination, it is classified into 3 types: autogamy, geitonogamy, and xenogamy. Autogamy, the transfer of pollen grain is from the anther to stigma of the same flower, that is known as autogamy. Example: pea, rice, wheat, then hibiscus are the example for it. Then geitonogamy means the transfer of pollen grain from anther of one flower to stigma of the another flower of a same plant. Example: cucurbita. Cucurbita. Okay. The next is xenogamy or allogamy, that means cross pollination. The transfer of pollen grain is one from the anther of one flower to the stigma of the another flower. Example, that is papaya and maize. And the devices helping for the self-pollination is cleistogamous flower. Cleistogamous means they are bisexual flowers and the flowers are not open, they are closed. So anthers is inside the flower. Camelina is an example. Homogamy means it is a condition of the mature of the anther and the stigma at the same time. Okay. Then the next is close association between both the anther and the stigma that also possess self-pollination. Then devices for cross-pollination, that is unisexuality. That means male and female flowers are seen on the different plants. Then dichogamy, the condition in which the stamens and stigma of a bisexual flower mature at different times. That condition is for protoandry and protogyny. Protoandry means anthers mature first, then stigma release. Then protogyny means stigma mature first, then the anther release. Then self-sterility and self-incompatibility. It is a genetic mechanism that prevents self-pollination. Okay. Then chasmogamous flowers means these are the open flowers exposed to stamens and stigma which facilitate cross-pollination. Okay. And I told you that chasmogamous and cleistogamous flowers, both flowers are exhibited in the case of plants like viola. Viola is commonly known as common pansy. Pansy, common pansy. Then the next example is oxalis and the next one is camelina. Okay, and these three are the examples. This shows both the chasmogamous flower and the cleistogamous flower. Clear it is.